Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a live recording of a 50-minute full body flexibility practice. I do use my bolster today. Gus is joining us and it's a really lovely practice. So thank you for being here. Find a little bit of space to move and let's get started. So I am just going to use my bolster today. If you want to have any other props close by, always great to do that. But we're going to start laying down today. So let's do that. And you might just start if you are laying on top of something or not even, but you might start with your knees bent, your feet planted. Maybe bring your arms out a little bit wider. Let your palms face up, and you might even spread your fingers wide and kind of wiggle them around a few times. Try to stretch your palms a little bit. You might scoot your feet even closer to your hips. Get them as close as you can while still connecting the entire bottom of your feet. While still keeping your hips down on your mat or your glutes down on your mat. And then maybe you'll scoot your feet together and let the knees fall out wide. Now the diamond might be a little bit more snug than you're used to, depending on how much you did move your feet towards your hips. So you can always slide the feet away. But maybe you're good to stay and relax your hips a little bit more. Let your eyes close if they're still open, and if you're still wiggling your fingers around, you can start to slow down that movement too. So allow yourself to settle in. Let go of your week, let go of your day. Let go of whatever you've got to do later or this weekend. Just bring some more softness into the forehead. The shoulders, the chest. Feel your belly moving a little bit with each breath. How still can you be throughout your body right now? Resist the urge to wiggle around. And just like this. Maybe nice and still. No need to put any effort into the breath. Just feel it. And then for these last 3 breaths while we're here, I want you to start to breathe deeper. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 2 more times. Deep breath in and out. And one more. Fill your body up with air. And let it go. You might start to move your fingers again. Maybe spread them out wide. Wiggle them around. Try to stretch the palms, the finger mouth. You do have your legs in a diamond shape. You might start to bring the knees back together, planting your feet on your mat again. And just take a second, take a breath. You are laying on top of a pillow or something else. You can sit up just enough to slide it out from under you off to the side. Lay back down, flat on your back. Maybe hug your knees towards your chest. And take a gentle sway side to side if it feels good. Just checking in with how your body is feeling today. Continue to let the thoughts from your week fade away. We're going to be coming all the way up and onto our hands and knees. When you're ready for it, either roll to one side or rock yourself forwards, but find your way into tabletop. Once you get there, you can spread your fingers out a little wider. Maybe give your hips a gentle sway side to side. We're going to be using a nice big inhale to drop our bellies down, starting to arch through the back and holding it here. You can lift your chest, you can lift your chin, maybe turn your elbow creases to face forward slightly. Some effort here to arch the back, but bring softness into your shoulders, your face. Stay for an inhale, and with the exhale, start to round your spine. Nice and slow into your cat pose. Pull your belly button in. Put some effort here as you push your hands into the ground. Try to bring some space between the shoulder blades. Tuck the chin. Rounding the spine. Pull your belly button up. Awesome, you guys. Let an inhale bring you back to a long spine. Reach your arms out in front. Melt your chest, your forehead down into puppy dog. If you want to grab your pillow to come under your forehead, you can grab something. Let your hips stay high. See how much length you can bring through your arms. Maybe look to your fingertips as you slowly lower through your chest. Getting to a point where if your forehead can come down, let it come down. Maybe it's your chin instead, but just try to take all the weight out of your neck, out of your shoulders. Just one more breath here. And then use an inhale to lift your chest nice and slow. Walk your hands back in and underneath your shoulders. We're going to stay in our tabletop. We tried this yesterday and I liked it. So we're going to bring our hands off to the left side a little bit. So under the shoulders still, tabletop, crooked tabletop. So a cat-cow here. Let an inhale drop your belly down. You don't have to be off to the side very far. You can even stay centered if you'd rather, but move slow here. Let the belly start to dip down, and then maybe think about the chest and maybe start to look forwards and up a little bit. You might even turn the elbow creases to forward ever so slightly, but just one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to round through the spine again. Pull the belly button up, push into the hands, tuck the chin, and then let an inhale bring you back to a long spine. And then you can reach your arms out, puppy dog with a side stretch. Find as much length through your arms as you'd like, and then melt your chest down, keeping your hips high. Feeling a nice stretch through that right arm and shoulder. Enjoy a breath here. And then just using an inhale to lift your chest again. Walk your hands back in under the shoulders and then bring them back to the middle of your mat, a normal tabletop. So our knees don't really move, but we can walk our hands off to the right side. Find your crooked tabletop. Your hands might be somewhere under your shoulders. And then let an inhale drop your belly down. Lift your chest. Lift your chin, maybe. A little weird arch through the back. Just one more inhale. And then with the exhale, slowly start to pull the belly button up, round the spine. Tuck the chin, push into your hands. And then an inhale to find your way back. Lengthen your spine and then reach your arms back out off to that right side. As much length through the arms as feels good, and let the chest start to lower. Awesome, Ricky guys. Using an inhale, start to find your way back up. Walk your hands under the shoulders and then to the middle of your mat. Once you're in your tabletop in the center, you can sway the hips side to side a couple times if you'd like. But we're going to be crossing our ankles. We're going to sit down. You can have your pillows, if you've got one, close by. We're going to set up 90-90 with our legs. So let's do the right leg forwards first, left leg back. If you have a pillow that you may want to lay on, have it behind you, kind of off to the right side a little bit. So our legs can move, of course. You don't have to be in that perfect 90-90 position. You could bring your knee forwards towards your front foot. You could bring your knee further away. The further you go, the deeper you're going to feel through that back leg and that hip flexor. So you can kind of decide where you want to be. But then you can start to lean back as well. And then maybe you need to move your leg a little bit too. The more you lean back, also, the deeper you'll go. So you can stay seated. You can scooch your knee close to your foot, if that helps. And you can also see if maybe you can come down onto the forearms gracefully, onto the pillow, maybe. But you might not have to go that far. And let's just stay for another breath, wherever you happen to be. You can lift up. If you did try to lay down there and maybe take just a little step forwards towards that front knee. And then we can lift the upper body back up. Now I want you to bring your back knee towards your front foot. Maybe they can touch. And your back heel might snug in a little closer towards your hip. Maybe you're making some sort of triangle shape with your legs. Then we're going to keep our chest lifted and then twist. So turning the chest towards the right side. You can lean back a little bit here. Maybe your left hand will find your right knee. Your right hand on the floor behind you, push into the fingertips. Take a twist. You can also try to encourage the left hip forwards a little. Might not move, but if the glute lifts slightly, that's okay. If it feels good in the twist. Take just one more breath on this side. And then let an inhale bring you forwards. So we're going to stay in this quad stretch with our left leg, but a few options. You could send your right leg out and then come to your side. Just maybe a graceful transition, may not, but you can find your side. If you did feel okay seated here, just try to scoot your knee so it's pointing forwards. You are facing forwards. You might grab your pillow, slide it behind you if you think you might lay on it, or just stay seated. But we're just trying to hug the heel towards the glute or the hip of that left leg in some sort of way. Whether you are laying on your right side, whether you are seated or even laying down. Stay for just another breath. And then you can start to release again. We'll meet just in a seated position with both of our legs out. Or maybe you end up in tabletop or somewhere else, but take a second to transition out and get ready for the other side. We'll start with our 90-90 with the left leg forwards. If you found the pillow useful, slide it where it needs to be, off to the left side a bit. Just move it out of the way completely if it is not useful. Left leg forwards though. Play around with that back leg a little bit so that you're feeling a stretch, maybe through the quad, maybe through the hip flexor. You can start to lean back a little bit. You can try to lay down. A few moments more, wherever you've decided to go. Relaxing through the legs while feeling the stretch there, especially through that back leg. If you did decide to lean back quite a little bit, you can start to lean forwards, maybe even take a nice tip towards that left knee. And then lift right back up and slide your back knee towards your front foot. Make that triangle shape, maybe hug your heel in towards your hip. And then lift the chest, lengthen the spine. You can start to turn the chest to the left, taking your twist, maybe sending the right hip forwards a touch. Maybe your right hand finds your left knee. Maybe it doesn't. Try to lift your chest. Turn your chest a little. Feel the twist through your core. through your spine. And let your next inhale bring you back so that you're facing forwards. You can decide what kind of quad stretch that you would like to find. So maybe sending the left leg out long, tipping over to your left side. Maybe staying seated, but take your knee and just make sure it's pointing forwards. Maybe leaning back a little, maybe laying down. Just a few short moments here, not too long. Just hugging the heel towards the hip. Your hand or letting the floor help you. And slowly start to make our way back up, or at least into a seated position in some way when you are ready for it. Maybe taking a little hug of the knees, or rock side to side if you'd like. We're going to move into our feet a little bit. So, don't need my pillow for this. I guess it's been a little bit since we've done this one. We're going to do that cross of the foot. So maybe take your right foot, kind of bring the bony part of your right foot, the top part, into the arch of the left foot. Pretend you're getting a foot massage. You can sit back towards your heels. You can find that sweet spot. Sometimes it's not that hard to find. If you're able to take the weight out of the hands, maybe rest them on your lap. And then as best you can, let your shoulders fall from your ears. My goodness, I can feel this a lot today. Always brings a smile to my face when we stretch the feet. Let's take just another breath on this side. And then we can switch. Bring your hands down, shake out the feet a little if you need to. And then the left foot. And trying to rest the bony part of the top of the left foot, the arch of the right. Find that sweet spot. This is my less sensitive side. Right. Sit back on the heels if you're able. Maybe keep some weight in the hands. How does this side feel compared to the other side? Let your shoulders fall from your ears. Just one more breath. And then we can come off of our feet. Give them a little shake. Not quite done. I want to do a toe squat as well. So tuck your toes. Lengthen the bottom of your toes. Help the pinkies if they get left behind. Maybe push into your fingertips a little bit. Send the hips back towards the heels. Maybe that can bring even more length and stretch into the toes. You can keep some weight in the hands. You can sit back on the heels. And once again, let your shoulders fall from your ears. Smile, if that helps. Awesome work, you guys. Just one more breath, just one more. And then you can start to come out. That's it for the feet. Give them a nice little shake. If you want to tap your toes on your mat, you can do that as well. And then we're going to stay in our tabletop. Two options. You can reach your left arm out in front, bring your right arm under your chest, and just come straight down on your right arm. If you want to go for more of a twist here, see if you can bring your right shoulder kind of towards your left knee. It's kind of our crooked tabletop at first, but then we want the right arm to come down. We want the shoulder to get as low to the ground as we can so that we don't have to hold our upper body up. Maybe resting your right cheek, your head. Keep your hips high. If you're going for that twist, you can try to open the chest towards the left side more by pushing into your left fingertips. Maybe even trying to look up above you or past that left hip. Let's stay for one more breath. And then you can use an inhale to slowly lift. Come back into your tabletop. Take a moment. You might even send your hips back to the heels. Maybe even bring the forehead down. Maybe stack your fists to bring the ground closer to your forehead. Just take a moment before we switch sides, though. When you are ready for it, starting from tabletop, either just a centered tabletop, right arm in front, left arm under the chest. Or maybe you will come into that crooked tabletop first, and then the left arm can come under the chest, but trying to bring that shoulder as close to the knee as you can get it. And then dropping down. Trying to lay on that left arm and shoulder, keeping the hips high. Maybe a little push into the right hand. Try to open the chest to the right. Even starting to gaze past maybe it's your shoulder, maybe it's your hip. One more breath on this side, and then use an inhale to lift back up. Find your tabletop again, and then child's pose. You can bring your knees out as wide as you would like. You can make a pillow or use a pillow for the foreheads, or maybe come all the way down to your mat. You are feeling ready. We're going to slide forwards and onto our belly, onto our forearms, into our sphinx. So tuck your elbows under your shoulders. Let your palms face down. And decide how wide you would like your legs to be. Start to squeeze your glutes. Push your hips down. Drop the shoulders from your ears. Push into your forearms a little bit. Feel your nice, strong back. Stay for an inhale. And with the exhale, your chest can melt down. Maybe take a gentle sway of the hips or be still. We're going to do that again. We're going to do that actually 2 more times, but we can move our arms, our hands a little bit if you want to go further. If you felt good in Sphinx, stay in Sphinx on your forearms. You want to join me in seal, bring your hands out wider. Your elbows are still tucked under your shoulders, but then you can lift them. But same thing, squeeze your glutes, kind of push the hips down. Drop the shoulders from your ears. Maybe you feel stretch through your tummy, but a lot of strength through the back. Relax your face. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, slowly melt the chest down. Move your arms somewhere comfortable. Maybe take a gentle sway of the hips, or again, be still. We're going to do that one more time. If you want it, feel free to skip this 3rd set. If you want to go even further than seal, cobra, with the chest lifted high. So either sphinx, seal, or cobra with a high chest. You want to follow with me, hands close to the shoulders, elbows hugging in towards the ribs, and then you're slowly gonna lift. Lift the chest. You can keep a little bend through your elbows, but squeeze your glutes, push your hips down, drop the shoulders from the ears. Feel all that goodness through your back, through your tummy. Take another inhale, squeeze your glutes, push your hips down. Exhale, release, slowly down. Relax your body, arms, place them somewhere comfortable. Maybe take a gentle sway of the hips. Maybe finding some stillness throughout the body and just notice the sensations flowing through your back. Maybe down the legs, into the arms. When you're feeling ready, we're going to be turning all the way over onto our backs. Maybe you're just going to roll over. Maybe you need to flip around. Find your way onto your back, maybe having your pillow close by just in case. But lay flat here. Feet can stay planted, or you can hug your knees towards your chest. Keep your low back connected to the ground. Add a gentle rock side to side, or just be still. We're going to start to make our way into a twist with a few options. So you can have both of your legs bent, or you can send your left leg out long. Keep your right knee bent. I'm actually just going to grab my pillow and place it on the left. So if you're doing that one-legged twist, the right leg, maybe you can rest on your pillow. Widen your arms so that your shoulders are level with one another. Your twist with one final option to bend your left leg, bringing your heel towards your glutes, your hips. Maybe your right hand can grab your foot to hold it in place. Just an option though. When the right shoulder wants to lift and you want to tip onto your left side, you've gone just a touch too far. So find a place where you can keep both of your shoulders down and you can enjoy the twist that you've placed your body in. Stay on this side for another breath or two. And then if you do have your bottom leg bent, maybe you're holding it, slowly let that go. And then you can roll out of your twist back onto your back. You do have your pillow and you are using it. May as well move it to the other side of you. But just take a moment, lay flat. Maybe you take a couple rocks of the knees, side to side. You can decide if you're going to keep both of your legs bent, or maybe just the left one and the right leg can go out long. Your knees or your left knee can start to tip over, maybe to your pillow, maybe to the floor, and then adjust your shoulders. Reach your arms out wide. Lastly, if the right leg wants to start to bend, you don't have to hold your foot, but you might. Just checking in with the shoulders. Keeping that left shoulder connected to your mat. Stay for another breath or two. If you're still in the twist, let your bottom leg go if you're holding it or it's bent. And then lifting your legs back up and out. Laying flat on your back once again. Maybe hugging the knees towards the chest or keep your feet planted. It's a gentle massage for the low back. Have your feet lifted up. You might start to bring them back down. And then heel toe your feet out wide and let your knees tip towards one another. See if you can tuck your tailbone under slightly to keep the low back touching down. You might push into your feet a little. And if you have your knees together, let's open them up a little bit. Heel toe your feet a little closer. Take one more chance to tuck your tailbone, encourage your low back into your mat. Maybe you're lifting the heels or pushing into your feet a little extra. Nice long spine. And start to send your legs out long, one at a time. If you want to slide your pillow under your knees for Shavasana, you could add that in too. But mostly you can decide what a comfortable place is for you right now. Place your arms wherever is comfy. Just closing your eyes. Letting go of any effort that you're putting into the breath. Allow your body to be nice and still. slowly start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Take a slow, deep breath in and out. Maybe reach your arms up. Take a big stretch. Bending your knees. You can roll over to one side when you're ready. And find your way up into a comfy seat. Bringing some length into your spine. Letting your eyes close. One last time. Maybe your hands will find their way together in front of your heart. Awesome practice, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a really great weekend. Namaste.